Hello and welcome to a brand new painting that I'm going to work on today. And also I have a new really cool setup here. I'm able to move some things around while I'm recording, so I'm super excited about that. But I wanted to get some quick information on this painting before I get into it. I've already done the drawing on this painting. You can see the photo right here to the left that I'm working from. And the idea for this painting, I always have an idea for the painting that I'm working on, always have something to come to the table with, some kind of challenge, something to go beyond the image and into a painterly way of painting. And I think we all should have something like that. But this one here, I'm going to focus on solving the bigger notion of light first, meaning the light areas of this figure, the light areas, the hand, the back, the shoulder. That's going to be the bigger section, the bigger area of light. Really get that in, that kind of like unity of light together. And then also the alternate of that, the unity of dark together as well. So unity in both places, but really establishing the difference between the light and the dark first, and then from there going deeper into the details. So I'm going to get started on this. I'll fast forward from here on. Well, time lapse. I'll time lapse. And yeah, just enjoy the show. Thank you. I want to go over some of the materials that I'm using for this painting while I'm putting it together. What I'm painting on, the surface that I'm painting on, is gessoed paper. This paper is a Strathmore, or not Strathmore, a Stonehenge oil paper. Arches and Strathmore make some really good oil paper that can take paint, oil paint directly on the paper. I gesso this with a combination of black and white gesso to make a gray, because I enjoy painting on gray. I feel like it's easier to see values that way. So gessoed Stonehenge oil paper, and then I've also sanded it after about 1 or 2 coats of the gesso. The paint that I'm working with is by Winton, or Winsor Newton Winton. It's their student line. What I'm trying to do with that is to show other artists, hopefully, that I can make, hopefully, good paintings with inexpensive materials, and that they, or you, can do the same. We all can do the same with inexpensive materials. The colors that I'm using in Winton are titanium white, yellow ochre, cadmium red light, and ivory black. So for anybody that knows, that is the Zorn palette. As far as brushes are concerned, I went to Joann Fabric when it was open, and I bought a pack of 50 brushes for $12. These little cheap brushes. And I really enjoy painting on inexpensive brushes. So paper, student grade oil paints, and very inexpensive brushes to really start a painting. Now, the first thing I've done is establish the darker areas of the figure with one color, basically, in a darker tone. The mixture of that was something around like ivory black, cadmium red light, and a little bit of titanium white. And I made one specific pile of that, so I can keep that pile separate from the light areas. I wanted to solve this bigger notion of light and dark. And so the dark areas become this one big shape, and the light areas are becoming one big shape. And that's what I wanted to establish first within this block-in. I had already completed the drawing the day before. I didn't need to get really exact on the drawing, because as you see at this point, the painting is in a block-in stage, and all that drawing has been obliterated basically. And at some point I'll have to get it back. I'll have to find where those edges are, where the drawing marks are, where the elbow ends in, or the shoulder ends, and things like that. But a lot of it, I want to try as much as possible to keep a lot of it very simple, very simple, to see how little information I can communicate within the painting, and it still reads well. But the main idea is getting that separation of the light and dark first, and then after that, and only after that, working into the details. One thing to keep in mind when working this way is to use a different brush for your dark areas and your light areas, and try not to mix those brushes. There are very few hue changes within this painting at this point as well. There is a very particular kind of purpley gray hue for the shadow side of the figure. And for the light side, it's a pinkish, kind of pale pinkish color. And then for the hair, I mixed up a very gray, but a bit more warm, kind of on the brown side mixture. The only other value or hue that's in the painting is down by the bottom within the legs. There is some reflected light in the photo, and I wanted to capture that difference down in the leg at the very bottom of the painting. And the last thing that I did in this session, which was a very, well, not a very short, but a shorter session, was to soften a lot of the edges in places before I let it dry overnight and started on the next day. So I'd rather start the painting on the third session, the next session after this, with more soft edges than hard edges, but always constantly thinking about this clear separation between the light and the dark, and really sacrificing a lot of values, a lot of different subtle halftones that exist within most of the figure. Sacrificing that within this session, and maybe bringing some of that subtle transition and value within other sessions. But understanding that this very first painting session, this block-in stage, is about establishing these bigger notions of light and dark, light and shadow, and then hopefully keeping those two separated throughout the rest of the painting. Hi, I'm going to jump in at the end of this video because originally I took this video with the very first session and the previous sessions of this video, and I smushed them all together. I created a video about it, the whole entire video, which was pretty long, and then I was going to put that up on YouTube. But for some reason, that and the previous couple videos that I was doing where I would show the whole painting process in one video just did not feel authentic to me. I'm a daily artist, and the big thing that I push constantly that I think is really important for me and can be amazing for other artists is daily art, and that's authentic to me. So I'm going to go back to doing the daily art videos, regardless if the YouTube algorithm likes it or if the majority of the people watching videos like it or not. I need to find what is authentic, what speaks to me in my creative pursuits. And I hope that anybody that's watching this right now, and by the way, thank you so much for watching my videos, but if for anybody that's watching this right now, that you look for what is authentic for you in every creative practice that you do, whether that be painting, drawing, sculpting, whatever it is, video making, music, things like that. Find what feels right for you. So this feels right for me. I'm going to go back to doing just posting every single day that I can with my daily progress, my daily struggles, and show you guys like how I show up every day authentically. It may not be pretty. It may not be perfectly edited with wonderful scores of music and all kinds of transitions and things popping out at you and all that kind of stuff. But it will be me. Thank you so much for watching my videos. I hope you enjoy them. I hope that they help you in some way. Check out my website, chrisbevan.com, and I'll see you on the next Daily Art. Bye-bye.